Ever scratch your noggin wondering why tidying up your crib always seems to burn hole in your pocket, eh? That's because more often than not, we're stuck in a never-ending loop of buy-in, clutter-in, and then buy-in more to sort out the heaps. Here's the thing though, you don't have to spend a pretty penny to have your home looking sharp. The real magic is in decluttering and adopting some clever design tricks. By saying goodbye to all that extra junk and using design to our benefit, we can whip up spaces that are not just nice on the eyes, but also darn handy. Think of it as a two-step dance number. Keep it simple and everything in its own. And the best bit? It's a ride that can be just as game-changing for your home as it is for you. So all set for a switch up? Get stoked to give your home a makeover with our top 10 tips for achieving home organization nirvana, eh? Ever taken a gander at how messy your room can look with random things just hurled about? Well, let's dive into a nifty trick, eh? Bunching stuff together. It's like your very own magic wand, buddy. Picture this, your coffee table, all over the place with remotes, magazines, coasters. Now imagine rounding all those up onto a tray. Boom, your table's instantly less helter-skelter, tidier, and still usable. But hold your horses, there's more. Ever heard of the rule of 3? It's a design thingy that says stuff put together in 3s are just more pleasing to look at. So group your things in 3s for that extra visual pop. And here's another pointer for you. Have fun with the heights of your stuff. A tall vase next to a short pile of books on a middle-sized tray. It's not just handy, it adds a bit of flair to your space. With these simple tweaks, you can whip up a spick and span and nice-looking space, hey? Ever get cheese because your threads keep sliding off those rubbish hangers? Well, buddy, it's time you checked out this velvet hanger bonanza. These slick, slim, and solid buttes are about to switch up your whole closet game, eh? Just think about busting open your closet, seeing your clothes all tidy like, not a single stitch slipping off the hanger. Thanks to their velvet feel, these hangers got the perfect amount of stick-to-itiveness to keep your threads put. But hey, it ain't just about keeping things in place. Velvet hangers also give your eyes a feast. They got this uniform look that makes everything all tidy and matchy-matchy, turning your closet into a sight for sore eyes. And there's more, eh? These bad boys are skinnier than your old plastic or wood numbers, saving you some much-needed room for all your favorite gear. So ditch the old-school frustration of clothes taking a spill and messy closets and get on board the velvet hanger train. Turn that closet calamity into a tidy sanctuary with velvet hangers, eh? Ever lost your keys or jacket when you're in a rush, eh? It's a common snag in most houses, but there's a dandy fix. Intentional drop zones. These are marked spots where you can chuck common mislaid stuff like keys, jackets, and bags as soon as you waltz in the door. The sweet thing about drop zones is how handy they are. They are strategically placed in busy areas, so you don't have to hoof it out of your way to keep things tidy. Plus, they're adaptable. You can set up a drop zone in the foyer, by the back door, or even in your garage. The trick is to line up these organization systems with your regular routines. Picture a drop zone as a home base for your necessaries. It's the go-to spot where you know you'll always find what you need right when you need it. No more wild goose chases for missing stuff. With intentional drop zones, you can easily find your stuff and keep a neat and tidy home. No sweat. Having a rough go trying to find your favorite towel in the linen closet, eh? If your answer is a hearty, "Oh yeah, bud," you're definitely not the only one. The linen closet, while being a real stash of plush towels, fresh sheets, and snug blankets, can turn into a right kerfuffle where things seem to just vanish. But don't sweat it, because we got a real doozy of a solution for you, the humble but powerful tiered Lazy Susan. This underdog tool can flip your linen closet from a hot mess into a tidy safe haven. It's all about ramping up space and making it a breeze to find your stuff. And the tiered Lazy Susan gets done with style. Picture it. You swing open your linen closet door, and instead of getting an eye full of disorganized linens, you spot neat stacks of towels and sheets, each on their own level of the Lazy Susan. Need a towel for a guest? Just give the Lazy Susan a whirl and Bob's your uncle, there it is. No more rifling through heaps, no more toppling piles. The charm of the tiered Lazy Susan is in its simplicity. It's basically a spinning tray that puts every item at your fingertips. No more reaching into the dark corners of the closet. Every towel, every sheet, every blanket has its spot, and everything's a piece of cake to reach. It's a wee change, but it can make a big splash on your day-to-day routine. Also, the tiered Lazy Susan isn't just handy, it's a real space saver. It uses up the vertical space in your closet, letting you stash more in the same space. It's a real 2-for, honestly. More room, less confusion. Wrapping up, if you've been wrestling with linen closet chaos, it's time to give the tiered Lazy Susan a shot. It's a straightforward yet effective tool that can tidy up your linen closet and make your life a touch easier. With tiered Lazy Susans, you can coast through your linen closet without the chaos. Ever thought your day-to-day grind could be more slick, eh? The answer might be hiding in a nifty idea called zoning. Now, don't get your knickers in a knot. We're not yapping about city planning or real estate, but about sorting out your digs. Picture your place like a big city. Each room is like a neighborhood, each with its own vibe and purpose. The kitchen, for example, is the foodie central, while the living room could be the chit-chat hub. Your stuff are the folks in this city, and like any well-run town, there's gotta be a game plan. That's where zoning steps in. Each zone in your home should be sorted based on how often you use stuff. The things you pick up daily should be in spots you can reach no problem, while the less used stuff can be away. This organizing style isn't just about having a spotless pad, it's about fine-tuning your routines to make life a breeze. Think about your morning routine. How much time do you waste hunting for that missing sock or your go-to coffee mug? With zoning, your morning could be as smooth as a beaver's tail. Your coffee mugs would have their own nook near the coffee maker. Your socks paired up all nice and neat in their own what about tighter spots. Zoning can work its magic here too. By grouping things by use, you can pack in more stuff, cut down on clutter. The trick is to pay attention to what you use and when you use it. But remember, zoning a magic feather. Each pad, like a city, has its own needs. You gotta tweak your zones to fit your way of living. So take a sec to ponder on your daily routines and think how zoning could make things run. Consider the stuff you use the most and how you can organize them for easy pickings. And for those things that gather dust, well, maybe it's time they found a spot. By plugging zoning into your home, you can soup up your daily grind and pack in more storage. Who knows, eh? You might just find a bit more peace in your day. Ever felt like you're running out of room to stash your stuff, eh? Let's switch gears and chat about some out-of-the-box storage solutions. Wall hooks, they're not just for parkas and toques anymore. This simple little gadget can be your best mate in your fight against mess. Use them in the kitchen for pots and poutine spoons, in the bedroom for bling, or in the four towels. Now let's gab about valet rods. These extendable beauties can be installed in closets or laundry rooms, providing extra space to hang your threads. Picture this, an easy-to-reach spot for your threads of the day or a place to hang shirts straight out of the dryer. But here's the kicker: closed storage solutions. Out of sight, out of mind, right? With closed storage, you can squirrel away those not-so-pretty essentials and maintain a relaxed, mess-free space. With these unusual storage solutions, you can create a tidy sanctuary in your home, eh? Ever snagged a wicked set of open shelves, only to find they're about as useful as hockey skates in summer? We've all been there, eh? Drawn in by the pretty looks of storage that just doesn't cut the mustard when it comes down to nitty-gritty. But let's have a chin wag about why we gotta put function before beauty when it comes to storage. First off, practical storage caters to your own needs, eh? They're designed to make your life a breeze, whether that's through easy access, keeping things shipshape, or making the most of our space. Secondly, practical storage is like a Swiss Army knife. It's about finding that golden ticket that can fit into any space and roll with the punches. Lastly, practical storage is your secret weapon for long-term organization. While open shelving might be as fancy as a beaver's tail, it's often just not feasible in the daily grind. Closed storage, on the flip side, keeps the mess hidden and makes keeping a tidy home a walk in the park. By zeroing in on practicality, you can have a home that's both functional and organized. Ever shelled out big bucks on storage solutions just to find your home still messier than a beaver's dam? It's a common pickle most of us Canucks have found ourselves in, eh? The shiny appeals of new storage bins and organizers hooks us in, promising a house as tidy as a Timmy's on a Sunday morning. But here's the inside scoop. Storage solutions aren't the magic cure for a cluttered home, siree. The real MVP of home organization, decluttering. Take a moment to chew on this. The more loot we have, the more we need to stash away. It's a nasty cycle that can leave us swimming in a sea of stuff and empty pockets. The key to kicking this cycle to the curb is to declutter before splurging on storage. This doesn't mean tossing everything away. It's about sussing out what you really need and love and giving the boot to the excess. But here's the juicy bit. Decluttering doesn't have to cost you a single loonie. In fact, it can actually save you dosh. Instead of coughing up for pricey storage units, think about budget-friendly alternatives you already have kicking around the house. Shoe boxes, for instance, make ace drawer dividers. Their sturdy structure and uniform size make neat compartments, ace for organizing small items like socks, ties, or bling. Drawer expanders are another cheapskate solution. These adjustable dividers turn any drawer into a custom stash spot. They're top-notch for cooking tools, office supplies, or even that pesky junk drawer. The beauty of these solutions is that they're not only cheap but also adaptable. As your needs change, your organization system can too, without costing an extra. So, before you hightail it to buy the latest storage gadget, take a chill pill and evaluate. Do you really need more storage, or do you just have too much kit and caboodle? Remember, every item you keep is an item you need to store. By reducing the amount of stuff, you cut down the need for storage. By putting decluttering first, you can score a home run in organization without busting your, it's not about having less, it's about making room for what really counts, eh? And that, my buds, is the real deal of a clutter-free home. Ever felt like you're drowning in a sea of stuff, eh? You're not far off the mark, buddy. Regular decluttering is like catching a fresh breeze for your home, chucking out the and bringing in the new. It's not just about tidying up, it's about crafting a chill space that sparks joy. But decluttering doesn't have to be a one-man show. Getting the whole fam jam involved can turn this chore into a right laugh. It also schools everyone on the worth of being organized and owning up to their stuff. You see, the more you declutter, the less of a big deal it becomes. You start to clock patterns in what you use and what's just collecting dust. This know-how gives you the power to make smarter calls about what to keep and what to give the boot, so don't let clutter sneak up on you. Make regular decluttering a thing. With regular decluttering, you can dodge the mess and keep a tidy-ass place. Ever find yourself in a pickle when it's time to toss out the extras during a good old cleaning spree, eh? You're in good company, buddy. Decluttering ain't just about making space. It's about looking into yourself, and growing a bit too. It's about facing our hang-ups and making some tough calls. Those shoes you've never worn but just can't bear to part. That's what we call emotional clutter. It's not just about the shoes, it's about what they mean to you. They might bring back a dream you had or a version of yourself you wish to be. It's critical to be a friend to yourself during this process. Be kind to yourself, eh? It's okay to have a soft spot for things. It's okay to have a hard time letting go. What really counts is that giving it a shot. Each item you let go of is a step towards a less crowded space and a clearer head. Remember, decluttering isn't a measure of your worth. It's a way to show yourself some love by making room for new things and letting past be. By getting the hang of letting go, you can transform your space and your mind, eh? Ever felt like you're skating on thin ice trying to keep your home looking like a show home all the time, eh? Let's be honest, it's like trying to shovel snow with a spoon. Life happens, right? Our homes aren't just for show and tell. They're our comfort zones, changing with us, and they should totally reflect who we are, eh? So how do we find that sweet spot between being tidy and having a chill vibe? It starts with keeping it real. We gotta accept that our homes won't always look like they're straight out of a magazine, and that's all gravy. What matters is that they function well and make us feel all warm and fuzzy. Instead of gunning for that picture-perfect look, let's just aim to be organized enough. This means our spaces are tidy enough that we can find our mittens when we need them, but not so uptight that we're constantly stressing about keeping everything in its place. Remember, our home should be bending over backwards for us, not us for them. Maybe this means changing the layout as our needs change, or creating spaces that can double up. Maybe your dining room table is also your home office, or your guest room is where you knit your toques. That's the beauty of a real home, eh? It grows and changes with us. We also got to be a little easy on ourselves. It's easy to get all worked up when the laundry starts to pile up or the dishes aren't done. But remember, we're only human. We get busy. We get tired. It's okay to let things slide now and then, eh? So let's change our tune. Let's focus on creating homes that are comfortable, functional, and show off our personal style. Homes that are organized enough and roll with the punches, and let's remember to cut ourselves some slack when life elbows us in the ribs. By keeping it real, you can enjoy a beautiful, organized home that's as flexible as a hockey player's wrist shot.